everybody. Thank you for joining us again. Today, we are on our way back to La Mesa RV in Sanford, Florida to get some bits and bobs looked at and fixed up on this thing. Mainly our generator, infotainment system, and then a few little bells and whistles. But first, we're actually going to make a stop off in Nashville, Tennessee to see some good friends of ours and to deliver Bean to his new home.
This is the saddest part about all of it. I've had Bean, my little fluffy black cat, for, oh my god, 6 years. He was a rescue. He was just a teeny tiny baby, maybe 6 weeks old when I got him. And what I learned about Bean over the last 6 years is that he hates moving. He hates traveling. It stresses him out to the point where he's sick, and like every time we've moved house 3 or 4 times over the last 6 years, he's taken months to recover, and it breaks my heart. So when we were faced with all this, me and Steve having to travel so much, it was inevitable that we were going to have to find a solution for Bean where we weren't stressing him out and making him ill. So when me and Steve lived in Nashville, we had roommates. I had roommates for years, and so did Steve. And then when Steve and I moved in together, we also moved in with Steve's good friend Greg, who became my good friend. We lived together for a year, and in that time when me and Steve were traveling, Greg was taking care of Bean, basically became his second dad. We're so grateful that Greg will be taking care of Bean while we're living in the RV. And then at some point, if or when we move back into a house, we'll be taking Bean again. So it's kind of like a, I don't know what it's called.
A kitty foster
He's like
care?
Living with his second
with
dad. Yeah, so because we didn't want to rehome him. You know what I mean? Like we didn't, oh my God, that would break my heart. Like we didn't want to rehome him. We want to be able to see him. And, you know, so having him go and live with Greg is just the absolute perfect solution. And Greg is a teddy bear, sweetheart angel, and we could not be happier.
Yeah.
But also sadder, because not being able to see Bean every day is going to be really hard and sad. But we're very grateful for this. But it's a mix. It's a mix of emotions. I know people travel with their pets. I know that people, especially dogs, I see in RVs a lot. Maybe dogs are just more adaptable to stuff like that. I know certain cats do travel. Like some cats have personalities where they're just fine changing location. Bean's just, he doesn't relax until he's been in the same place with the same routine for a month at least. Then he gets so comfy cozy and he's just in heaven. And Greg and Scotty has a roommate. Greg and
It's Scotty's house, and Greg lives with him, and I'm not sure who else lives there, but it's such a great collection.
Scotty is another amazing friend.
Yeah, it's such a great collection of gentle, creative,
Animal-loving people.
Greg even remember the type of food that he eats.
Yeah, when we asked
attentive.
Greg if he would be interested, he jumped on it right away and like went shopping immediately for his food. I could not be more at peace with where Bean is going.
They freak him out still if they're thick enough.
Let me go shave real quick. Hey, buddy.
This is Greg.
Hi. Noah's not sure how to feel.
It's Uncle Greg.
Uncle Greg, buddy. We met.
Want to go get Bean?
I'll go get Bean. Let's go get Bean. Hey, buddy. He's unsure.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, Bean. Bean.
It's okay, honey. You remember Greg? He'll be hiding for a little while, but
Yeah, well, I bought him some toys.
Honey.
I got him some catnip.
It's okay.
So,
Yeah, this thing, we've taken on bike rides and put him in there and just like cruise around. It's hilarious.
oh, that's amazing.
It's your new home.
Does he like doing that? Does he like going out and about?
He doesn't mind it. He just kind of like sits in there and just...
Oh, this is familiar.
This is okay.
He's not shaking at all. This is really good.
Yeah.
He's not shaking at all.
Bean. Oh, my voice cracks. You must be growing up.
You must be.
I've officially become a cat daddy.
Yeah, this is it.
He's just like, oh, he's making biscuits.
Oh.
He started to. Hey, you went down?
Yeah. Probably wants to go back into hiding for a little bit.
That's fine. I understand. I would want to hide from me too.
Goodbye, Bean. It's actually more of a see you later.
Yeah.
It's a see you later.
He just needs some personal space.
Yeah, he does.
Ooh.
There you go.
We just dropped Bean off, and I'm just feeling really sad. I'm like, I don't really know what to say about it. I just feel sad.
It's natural. You love him, and you know, the good thing is it's not final. You know, you will get to see him whenever we come to Nashville, and B, you get to have him back. It's not as permanent as, you know, properly rehoming your animal to a stranger.
Yeah. I think, and this is something I was just telling Steve before, like right when we left. Right after I had Noah, I had really, really severe postpartum depression. And so I was hanging by a thread, like mentally and emotionally myself. So Steve was taking care of me because I was just checked out. Like I had a really hard time with postpartum anxiety and depression. So I'm like feeling guilty about that, like the months that I wasn't really connecting with Bean because of what I was going through, and you know, it's like a year later, I'm still not fully back to normal, but I'm so much better than I was that I feel like I'm just now coming into a phase where I would have been able to fully be reconnecting with Bean, and you know, but now the turn of events has taken us on this adventure, and I wish I had felt better back when we were still living in the house, and you know, I could have had all this quality time with Bean before saying goodbye. See you later. It's a see you later. I have to remember that. I think I might be taking it too far, like thinking of it as a permanent thing when it's not, but anyway, not gonna linger too long on that because there are a lot of positives. Like Greg is amazing, that house is amazing, he's gonna be so cozy with people that he knows that love him, and it's gonna be great, and we won't have to worry about him being sick on the road. Okay. So now we can talk about food. I'm hungry. This is a thing that's been coming up with campsites. There are a few options that we have when it comes to camping on the fly. Like when we don't know exactly where we're going to be that night or the next day or whatever, we don't usually book our campsites until the day of, because that's when we know, hey, let's only drive 3 hours today, 5 hours, whatever. So there are multiple apps that are really helpful. All Stays is one of them that we use. So when you book these campsites, you're kind of like, the clock is ticking because the sites fill up so fast. So typically I've been booking before really looking at the reviews, and then you're crossing your fingers and hoping that it's a good experience. So tonight, the one that we found is just north of Atlanta, and I booked it through All Stays, and they had a site available, and it was a good price, like $35 or $39, something like that. And then I went to Yelp and Google, and it was like just a string of 1-star reviews. So we will see. We're about, what, like an hour away. The top complaints seem to be that the sites are too close together. One person wrote a review saying, my trailer ended up being 4 feet away from my neighbors, and all I heard all night was screaming, swearing, singing, and music. And then another person said that the dump site was overflowing with sewage and just draining into the lake. So okay, so these are the risks you run by not checking reviews first and trying to book campsites last minute. We'll see. We'll see if these reviews, granted, like some of the worst ones were not recent. They were like 2 years ago, so I'm hoping that it's not that bad. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna go check out our neat view.
Oh yeah.
Well, the 1-star reviews definitely didn't get it right.
Getting ready.
Isn't it pretty?
Wow.
So, okay, this is what we do for a good view. A neat view. Ready? Wow. You gonna do it, baby? Wow. Somewhat of a breakdown. We definitely want to be honest about what it's like doing the full-time RV thing with the baby. We don't just want to show like the happy adventure fun side of it. You know, obviously we want to be honest, because if anyone else out there is considering doing it or is already doing it with a kid and knows how hard it can be, like I don't want to be misrepresenting.
That's about as real as it gets.
This is part of it. Noah hates being in his car seat. Like he's getting to that age where he just wants to climb around and play and explore and get into stuff, and so being in the car seat is really hard for him. Like we can make sure that he's clean, comfortable, fed, hydrated, you know, everything. He has toys. But if he just doesn't want to be in the car seat, he's gonna be screaming. And so the only solution to that is to pull over frequently enough that he can get out and like stretch and move around. But you can't do that every 20 minutes. And so, you know, with Steve driving, which I'm so grateful that Steve takes over the driving.
Bam.
But that means that I'm like back and forth, making sure everything's okay, and I'm not feeling well. Me and Noah actually caught a cold, not COVID, just a cold. But for me, like colds make me dizzy and just so tired, and you know, so I'm going back and forth. So I go to check on him again because he's crying. And as I'm exiting the seat to go into the back, some guy cuts Steve off. He has to like slam on the brakes, and I like fell backwards into my full Starbucks coffee, which soaked through my sweater, sprayed all over the cab, and I just had a meltdown. Weeping, wailing, yelling, like just not my finest moment. It was like I was already overwhelmed, and then this disaster. So Steve was very gracious and patient with me and encouraging and reassuring. We stopped at a gas station. We took Noah out. I cleaned everything up, calmed down. We were all, you know, reset, got back on the road, and just kind of coming down from that. In moments like that, I feel so bad for getting upset, for being overwhelmed, for not having an easier time when he's throwing fits. We just had to breathe. Steve encouraged me. We have to do this for each other. Very important dynamic, I think, when you're doing something like this, living in a small space like this with a baby. Partners kind of have to fill in for each other. You can't have breakdowns at the same time.
You gotta take turns.
Yeah, you gotta take turns freaking out. But that's real and it's inevitable. And so if you're going through that, you're not alone. We are also going through it. And if you're considering doing this with a baby, if you get easily overwhelmed, it might be just too hard. But if you have that kind of, you know, like he takes it sometimes, I take it sometimes, you know, if you can get into a flow, I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. It will not be easy, but it's possible.
And on top of all this, we're pulling into Buc-ee's, and
have you all heard of Buc-ee's?
Yeah, for anybody who's heard of Buc-ee's and is a part of that cult following, let me just say this. It's just a normal gas station. It's got clean toilets and big toilets and like loads of pumps. Okay, but like the obsession that people have with it,
it's hilarious.
I think it's ridiculous, to be honest.
And
you know what? You guys can come for me. I don't care. Like, I mean,
tell us what is so amazing about Buc-ee's.
What is so amazing about Buc-ee's?
We've Googled it. So, okay, we were driving through Texas and we start seeing these massive signs. Buc-ee's, 70 miles away. 70 miles away. Okay, so we're like, this must be a big deal. So I start Googling it and I'm finding articles about Buc-ee's, like this craze about Buc-ee's. And it's like, they have the biggest bathrooms, the cleanest bathrooms, they have the best barbecue, the best fudge, it's amazing. They have more gas pumps than anything you've ever seen.
The thing is, the only reason I'm going here is because they have air pumps so I can top the tires. I would be avoiding this if I could, because I don't get down with hyped up stuff
it's
like
so
this.
Funny.
It's not my bag.
And Grant, I'm ready to be proven wrong if the barbecue's really that good.
I'm sure the barbecue's
like if
good.
the fudge is really that good.
Yeah.
This really is a lot of pumps. Like that's intense.
All I need is air pumps, right, chair.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, so listen, I know I was ranting a bit earlier, okay? I was part frustration with other things. Now, I'm not gonna say that I believe I was wrong with this being overhyped. However,
well,
I am prepared to have my mind changed.
Yes.
So I'm open-minded about it. So
Same.
far, just from the outside looking in, it's just a gigantic
It's giant.
flying
It is a giant Loves. There's the barbecue. That is impressive. Oh my gosh, they have a bakery too. All right, I'm starting to understand. They have like a full bakery. All right, so we think we might have been wrong about Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah.
It might be way cooler than we thought.
Okay, so here's what I would say. I know that I was Captain Moni McGee earlier, and I was all, oh, it's overhyped, and oh, I'll keep an open mind, but it still stands like, okay, here's the thing. In a lot of ways, yes, it is overhyped. I'm gonna say that. It is slightly overhyped. The cult following about it is, I think, a bit over the top.
Extreme.
However, it is amazing here.
We haven't even tasted the food yet.
We haven't tasted the food, but it smelled amazing. Inside was massive.
Everyone was really nice.
It was the best bathrooms I've seen. I mean, the men's bathrooms were huge, and there was like sanitizer at each stall. I mean, it was just one of those things where it's like, they did a great thing with this. I get the hype. I get, you know.
It's pretty cool.
I mean, I don't follow that like crazy. Oh my gosh, the best place in the world. But it's the most solid truck stop.
He says that now. In a week, he'll be the spokesperson.
I happily will eat crow on this one.
Eating
I was
crow.
wrong.
And eating barbecue.
Buc-ee's is cool.
And some fudge. Okay. We're gonna taste our barbecue from Buc-ee's. I got the chopped brisket sandwich, and Steve got the sliced brisket. Wait, we've got to taste them at the same time.
All right,
hold on.
taste test at the same
Hold
time.
on.
Smells good.
Ooh, okay, I gotta show it. Messy as barbecue should be. Cheers.
Cheers. That's a solid sandwich.
That's good.
Damn, that is good barbecue.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was fully prepared to go, it's just normal barbecue. It's nothing crazy. It's really good.
It's like smoky and tangy and a little bit sweet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice. That's good.
Okay, I gotta go full out now. Buc-ee's is the shit.
Wow. Beautiful. Look at, I think we have a dock.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. This is our site. Oh my goodness. That is the lake right there. Beautiful. Help me show everyone our campsite? Maybe? Okay. Oh my gosh. This campsite is probably the best one we've ever stayed at. When we came in last night, it was sunset. By the way, my hair, I apologize. I can't even think about it. Guess how much this was? $23. Wow. So we're about to go to our morning appointment at La Mesa with our designated service technician, and we're hoping to get the infotainment center fixed so we finally have a backup camera. There's a few other little things here and there that we noticed after living in it for a month, so fingers crossed they'll be able to fix it, because we actually don't know how long we'll have to stay down here with the RV. We did book this site for tonight as well, so 2 nights. Hopefully it's not that big a deal and they can get it all done. That was the sweetest place and the sweetest woman.
She really, I was about to say, she was so sweet.
Adorable. And I got, we got some cookies to go with our coffee.
Such a nice person.
So sweet.
Today's been filled with nice people. Super nice people.
It's wonderful.
I wish that if they had a tattoo shop around here, I would get something.
Oh my gosh, they probably do. I'm gonna taste the pumpkin chocolate chip cookie. Oh my god, it's so good. We're back.
What?
Reunion!
Look at that. Say hello.
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 And Thomas's news is
I'm a
that
salesman
he's
now.
now
He's
a
a salesman.
salesman.
He needed it.
Congratulations.
Up. See our friend.
And say Zeus.
Say Zeus, we're back.
This little belly strap that they have for the babies. It's so cute. Billy, Billy, Billy.
All right, little man. You ready?
Oh my god. That's a baby alligator. Steve, be careful. Oh my god, is that a human hanging out of its mouth? Do you think he just ate somebody?
He didn't eat somebody.
What's hanging out of his mouth?
Little.
Sweetie, what are you doing?
It's a baby.
Babies eat a lot. Oh my god, sweetie. Oh.
You don't like me.
Do you want him to? I can't believe you're that close to it. He could take you, Steve.
It can't take me. Let nature be.
What do you call power hovering like that?
Where there are babies, there are parents.
Exactly, so maybe we should get back in the RV. Wow.
You definitely don't want to go swimming.
This is literally a baby.
Yeah.
So like when he's full grown, he will have eaten a lot of us. I'm gonna go back inside.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, sports fans. So,
The last thing that we talked about was
We-
what happened at La Mesa.
oh yes.
They were able to fix the generator and they were able to fix the door, and they're getting a hubcap shipped out to us in Lexington that we can basically put on ourselves.
Mhm.
The one delay issue was
Our infotainment
Thank
system.
you.
It turns
Radio.
out the monitor itself is actually fine. There's like another component in there that
the actual radio box.
that they need to replace.
Yeah,
So
it's going to take a week
it's gonna take a week
for it to
and
get here.
So rats, we have to spend a week just hanging out in Florida.
Guess we gotta go to the beach. Alone time is pretty hard to come by when you're doing this. That's another thing. When we're in Lexington, parked at my sister's, we have like a 3-hour date night once a week. But being out of town, not close to family, there's no date night. So we basically have our dates while he's napping, and he takes 1 to 2 good naps a day, and he's in bed by 8:30. So we really have the evenings to ourselves, but alone quality grown-up time is pretty limited. That's something I'd actually love to hear from other RV families. What do you guys do about dating? What do you guys do about alone time with your spouse or with your partner? I would love to hear.
Okay. With my heart on my sleeve. Talk too much, I get nervous. face that's before us. Hanging out here with you makes me feel like I'm lucky. And wherever we can go, it's paradise. So I'll love you in the morning. Yes, I'll love you really. Yes, I'll love you at your time. The day that is